Welcome back to Cultivating with Sandra. Today is Monday, therefore that it is Medicinal Monday. This week or this month, we have talked about our nervous system, and we have talked about things that will help us with earth when it comes to earth. But we also talked that the nervous system is either going to be in a normal state, which is everything is balanced, or you could be on fight or flight, or you're going to be on rest and restoration, or sleep and restore. But we also talked about that a lot of the times that we stay in the fight or flight state. Means the stress is there, it turns from stress, it turns to anxiety, and it could go down a rabbit hole that is not good for us. And we also talked about that if our body does not rest, it cannot restore itself. And if it cannot restore itself, or it stays a long time on that fight or flight state, then that means that your digestive system was going to suffer, your your whole body is going to suffer. You're going to end up with headache, you're going to end up with stress, you're going to end up with anxiety, you're going to end up with, you could go down to depression. So what we talked about are some herbs that could help you to the process of making sure that you don't stay in that elevated fight or fight situation, that you are even killed, or at nighttime you are in the restoration and rest process. So we are going to continue our nervous system series, and this week we are going to explore how to balance the sleep. A lot of the times we have made a lot of teas, but I believe that you already know the basic of teas. We will review the 8 herbs that we have talked about so far. And remember, when it comes to your tea, you are going to see which herb is your main herb, what we call your base herb. And for that, you're going to put 2 parts of that herb. Then you're going to see which other herb can help you, can support the what you're trying to target, what can support it. And then you're going to put 1 part of that. And then, everybody likes aromatics, everybody likes something to smell good. And you can decide that if you want to be your aromatic to be, aromatic can be chamomile too. Aromatic can be lavender. Aromatic can be orange peel, lemon peel. Aromatics can be things that when you smell it, it just relaxes you. You makes you want to eat or drink whatever it is that you're having. And for that, we put a half of a part. So what does that mean? If we are going to make it, we're going to measure with tablespoons. Then we're going to put 2 tablespoons of your base of the herb that you really really want. 1 tablespoon of your supporting herb, the second thing that you're trying to address, and half of a tablespoon for the aromatic. Okay, so that's how you blend your teas. Your base, 2 parts. It could be teaspoons. It could be half a teaspoon. 2 half a teaspoons of your base, 1/2 a teaspoon of your supporting, and a 1/4 teaspoon of your aromatic. Okay, and you mix it, you mix it in your bowl, or you mix it in wherever you're mixing it. And then what you can do is, if it's your first time and you don't know how your body is going to react, you start with 1 teaspoon, put it in whatever it is that you're going to use. You could put it in your tea bag, and then put your hot water over it, let it steep 10 to 15 minutes, and drink it and see how you feel. 30 minutes, an hour later, 2 hours later, if you don't think it was strong enough, the next time you just put 2 teaspoons. And if you need it stronger than that, you put 1 tablespoon. Usually don't want to use more than 1 tablespoon for at 6 to 10 ounces of water. But That is only my suggestion. Remember that this class is for educational purposes only. The information shared is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Herbal medicines may interact with medications or existing conditions, so please consult a qualified healthcare professional before any use. Okay, so let's talk about the herbs we talked about. So let's go over here. So we have chamomile. That's one of our nervines. We have passionflower. This one, if your mind is just running, this is good. Lavender is your aromatic, and also lavender, rubbing it in your hand and inhaling it on 3 deep breaths will help with not only relaxation but also your mood. We have valerian root that we will talk about today in a little bit. Then on this side, we have Tulsi. Tulsi is your adaptogen herb. This one is that will help your body adapt somewhat to the stress, meaning that you won't feel like the stress is as stressful as it is. We have oat straw that is a mineral herb that will over time nourish your nervous system and heal your nervous system little by little. We have skull cap to calm ourselves down, and we have lemon balm. So today we are going to talk about sleep. Okay, sleep is not simply rest. It is where your hormone gets to regulate themselves after a crazy day. It is where your body begins to repair itself. I mean, if you bump yourself on the corner of your desk, if you bump your little toe, if you run into the door, if you, whatever it is, if you cut yourself, I cut myself installing the irrigation system. And the first thing that people go to, what is alcohol or what is that other water? The peroxide. Thank you, peroxide water. All I did is I opened it a little bit. You see how deep it was? Opened it a bit and poured some cayenne pepper in it. Bleeding stopped. And then, like not even 30 seconds later, I was like, I'm squishing my finger, and it's like, oh, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. So later on, after I finished, I cleaned it up again and put some more cayenne pepper. This has not touched alcohol nor peroxide. Have touched my finger. So anyway, when it comes to anything that you have hurt yourself at nighttime, that is where the main repair state comes in. If you are not resting, you are not, your body cannot restore and and heal itself. Okay, that is why, sometimes when especially with kids, when they have a high fever, they sleep, and as parents we panic like, oh my god, they're sleeping too much. No, that is their body healing itself. It needs you to go to sleep so it can focus on the areas that it needs to focus. And sleep or rest also resets your nervous system. So it allows your nervous system to, okay, let's try this reset button. And let's make sure that we regulate ourselves for the next day. But when your sleep is interrupted, or you by racing thoughts, or what they call it, tossing and turning at nighttime, your body cannot return to the balance, to its normal. So over time, it's going to affect your mood. Some people wake up in the morning with an attitude, and it could be simply that they just did not rest. It's not because they want to be mean or nasty. It's because their sleep was probably not there. Some people wake up tired, and it's because their body did not rest and was not able to repair itself. Some people are in a fog. They don't even know if they're going or coming, and that's part because of not good sleep. And overall health is just sucks. It's just horrible. It's just not there. And all because we cannot get our body to sleep and to rest. Just as much as we need to be able to do things and have the energy and the strength and the stamina and the focus, we also have to have that restoration sleep at nighttime. So there are many challenges, right? Their challenges can present in many different ways when it comes to sleep. You either can not fall asleep, or you are tossing and turning. You cannot stay asleep, or you cannot reach that deep restorative sleep. You know, that deep where you really are sleeping, deep, deep sleeping. Not everybody reaches that every day. It is important that you help your body reach that every day, because that's the only way that your nervous system is going to be able to function like you want it to function, like it needs to function, like it was designed to function. So for each of these issues, that causes the your nervous system to be out of balance. So herbal support can that matches the need of your body, can help your body restore. Today we are going to be working with calming and sedative nervines. So relaxing nervines, remember, it helps the body calm. It helps the nervous system to just chill, just calm yourself down. And then sedative nervines are those that help you sleep deeper and help maintain restful states. So the goal is not to force yourself to sleep, but to support your body into that sleep state. Okay? So the herb that can help us relax is chamomile, passionflower, lavender, and valerian root. So chamomile, we know we have been using chamomile for now a month and a half. We use it for digestive because it relaxes our digestive system. It also relaxes your nervous system. Passion flower is when you are overstimulated, racing thoughts. You cannot just shut your brain down. This is what you do. And then lavender is an aromatic. It supports relaxation and help your body signal, hey, it's time for you to chill, rest, and go to sleep. And then we have valerian root. Valerian root, um, this is the first time we talk about a valerian root. You know, valerian root is a root, and you know, roots are usually kind of bitter, but it's a strong herb to support deeper sleep when your body has difficulty settling down. So let's say that you try chamomile and passion flower and lavender, and you still can fall asleep. Valerian root, I will use it first as a supporting herb. Remember, we have three herbs that are in our tea. We have the base, the supporting, and the aromatic. For the first one that you use in valerian root, it needs to be your supporting herb, not your base, because this can have a very strong sedation for some people. It is what people call our natural Valium. You know, it is not, Valium doesn't come from valerian root, but it's called the natural Valium. Um, because of the sedative tendency that this have. So if you are going to try valerian root, you start it as your supporting herb and not your base. Okay? So those herbs are the ones that we want to talk about. I reviewed all of them and I introduced valerian. And the reason why I introduced valerian is because it's one of those herbs that will help us sleep. But today we are not making any tea. You know how to make tea. Find the herb that it is that you want. Let's say that you have racing thoughts, that you cannot shut your brain down. Then we are going to get some passion flower. And we are going to put 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons or two whatever of the measurement that you want. And let's say that chamomile is not strong enough to send me to sleep. I want to use something else to support. Then you could use valerian root. Okay, 1 part or whatever. This one was 2 part, this one is 1 part. And then you say, okay, I'm not, then you decide you want to do a lavender aromatic, you want to do a chamomile aromatic, you want to do a lemon aromatic or orange aromatic. You decide what aromatic you want to use, and then you use a half part. And then you make your tea and you drink it and you see how your body responds. Um, if I was trying this for the first time, or let me say, put it this way, when I tried it for the first time, I tried it over the weekend. And the reason why I tried it over the weekend is because I don't know how my body was gonna react. And if I was gonna be sleepy or in La La Land, then it needed to be on a day that I had nothing to do, right? So I took it on a Saturday night because Sunday I could chill and relax. That technically is my relaxing day. Um, so make sure that you test this on a day that you don't have to be. You know how sometimes the medication says, when taking this medicine, do not operate any heavy machinery or drive or blah, 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 blah. Well, that's what I would do with my valerian root. Because I don't know how I wouldn't know how my body's going to react. So if you don't know how your body is going to react, that is the precaution that you should take. Okay? If you are going to try any of this. But today we are going to do something else. We are going to do a foot soak to help us relax. So you know what tea you want to make, right? So now I am going to show you how to do a foot soak. And we're going to do one. We are going to get 2. And you know what, Nana? I forgot my measuring spoons. Can you give me a tablespoon? I asked Uncle Jerry to give you a tablespoon and a teaspoon and a half a cup. Thanks. Okay, so we are going to, I'm going to show you this. We are going to put 2 tablespoons of chamomile and 1 tablespoon of lavender. This is going to be a foot scrub, okay? And while I'm here, let me go ahead and get a jar that we can use for a mixture. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. And lids. So let's do this one. And let's do this one. Remember that your jars, once you finish using what you're going to use them for, sometimes I leave the label. Sometimes I take off the label when I put it through my dishwasher. But the label, you take them off. This is where I had horsetail before I use my big jars. And sometimes it comes out nicely, and sometimes, thank you. I need a half a cup. Half a cup. Once I finish my apothecary, I have all of my supplies here instead of in the kitchen. Remember, I used to do my Medicinal Monday in the kitchen. So everything is over there. So we're gonna get a jar. And we are gonna take the labels off because we don't need those labels anymore. And then you could put your new labels on later on. Thank you, ma'am. So we're gonna make 2. Well, it's really 1 foot scrub. I moved your chair, sorry, mama. And you could use two different types of Epsom salt. You could do regular Epsom salt that you could find in H-E-B, Walmart, Amazon. Or you could use magnesium flakes. So it's up to you. So this one, I think I got it in Amazon. This one is Epsom salt, magnesium sulfate, saline laxative, relieves occasional constipation, soaking aid for minor sprain and bruises. So this is what we call Epsom salt, and we need a half a cup. And I'm going to show you the other one in a little bit. So I have put some Epsom salt here, but I don't think I put half a cup full. No. So we are going to get some more Epsom salt here. Put the whole thing. So you got your Epsom salt, right? I'll make a mess. There you go. Okay. So you got your Epsom salt. Now, if you want to use magnesium flakes, you can. Is magnesium chloride. Okay. This is magnesium sulfate, and this is magnesium chloride. And you can also use this to add to your bath, for rugs and things like that. This is not for you to digest. So make sure you're not trying to do the same thing that the other one said you could do. Okay, and if you want to do a laxative with that, that's up to you. You follow whatever they say you could do. I do not use this for laxatives. So now we're going to do a half a cup of magnesium flakes. This is what people used to, we used to make magnesium oil. And you know magnesium oil is not an oil, right? It's called magnesium oil, but it's not really an oil. It's water that you use. Okay, so then it says that we are going to put 2 tablespoons of chamomile. So this is a half, so we're going to put 4 of these. Okay, and then 4 over here, depending on which, which format, which magnesium you want to use. Is that 4? I'm not sure if that was 4, but if it isn't, it goes a little bit more. So we do 2 tablespoons of chamomile and 1 tablespoon of lavender. You know, lavender is so strong, a little bit goes a long way. So let's use the other side. And then since it's 1, we're going to do 2, 1 half, 1 tablespoon, half, 1 tablespoon. So this is your foot soak. So you can use this to soak your feet. So what you'll do is that you can, let me put the lid on this, because you'll use the whole thing, right? You shake it. You notice with the magnesium salt, the magnesium flakes is a harder. So much I got in my magnesium. So what you do, you just shake it. What you can do also is get some hot, this is for a foot soak. So you have your foot little spa, and you fill it up with warm water or as hot as you can take. It's actually better as hot as you can take it. So you see the difference? One, the flakes really stay solid, and then the other one is not. So anyway, what you would do, what I would do is I will put some hot, almost boiling water here. Not boiling, because we have chamomile leaves and we have lavender leaves. Um, so we're gonna put as hot water as possible. Put it in this same jar. Shake it, dilute all of the salt, all the flake, all the magnesium, and then all this Epsom salt, and then pour it in your foot spa and soak your feet for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, and that will help your body relax. The chamomile and the lavender, a lot of nutrients and a lot of things can be absorbed through your feet, because it is part of your skin. So you can obtain relaxation by soaking your feet. If you have not tried this recipe, it will be one to consider. Okay, so that is one recipe that is not a tea that we can use. It's an evening wind down herbal foot soak. Okay, with chamomile and lavender. Okay, and then obviously you Epsom salt or your magnesium flakes, whichever you think you have available. So that's one. And that will help your body relax. It will reduce physical tension, and it will support your nervous system by relaxing it and calming it down right before you go to sleep. So then the next remedy is also one that I had a little satchel. One of my when I was director of campus operations in a district, I had a team member. She was my right hand. She was my operations coordinator. And you know how you know when you have a good team, because they were the ones that always took care of me, always wanted to make sure that I was okay. And she had given me this satchel that had lavender to smell. It still smells a little bit like lavender, but it wasn't as strong. So I emptied it, I threw it away, and the content, but I kept the satchel because I knew that eventually I wanted to make a aromatic support for my pillow or my nightstand that I can smell. If you don't have something like this, you can use a tea bag. And this also, there's these little satchels, they sell it in Amazon easily. But if you don't want to, you could do that. Also, you could get a thin piece of cloth, cotton, and cut a piece. Like, let's say that this was the cloth, you just cut a piece, square piece, or closer to square piece will be fine. And with the mixture that we're gonna make, you could put it in there, and then you can tie it. So use our old cloth, our old shirt, our old T-shirt, and you can make your own without having to buy anything. So there's many ways of you to make this if you don't have a little satchel. So what we're gonna do, we are gonna use the same ingredients. We are going to use lavender, and we're gonna use chamomile. So we are going to use same amount. Um, Same amount, meaning same amount of chamomile to the same amount of lavender. So for this one, this is a half a teaspoon. I'm gonna put a little half a teaspoon here. Now let's do a teaspoon. A teaspoon of lavender. And we are gonna do a teaspoon of chamomile. And this chamomile smells stronger than the ones that you have you get at the store. And I want to tell you something about, some of us like to, I just buy the tea at the store. I hosted a tea party um, last Saturday or a couple of Saturdays ago, and I was sharing with them that 1 ounce. Let me let me share. Let me show you this. 1 ounce of chamomile is all that they use to make 20 tea bags. So let me show you what 1 ounce of chamomile is. And this is not going to be big enough. So this is half an ounce. That's half an ounce of chamomile. So they use a whole two of these to make 20 bags of tea. So you know that the tea that you're getting is not that strong. So it's always better, always better. And actually, it's not even 1 ounce. It is 0.88 ounce. Not even 1 ounce for 20 bags. And every time that we make a tea, we put at least 1 teaspoon. So that is why some people, like when I use store-bought teas, and let's say I was gonna run out, I had run out of chamomile, then I will use 2 or 3 bags for 1 cup of tea because it's not that much. So we have our chamomile here, a teaspoon of chamomile and a teaspoon of lavender. We'll mix it well, and then we'll find something to help us pour, because y'all know Sandra always be making a mess. So let's see if I could get this little satchel around it. Yay! I got it. And then you'll pour your and this is right here. You can put it inside your pillow. You can put it in your next to your nightstand, and this will help you support. It will help you relax. Smell it. So lavender, even and if you don't have lavender, if you don't have lavender here at home, you could also drop some lavender oil in a on a Q-tip, not a Q-tip, on a cotton ball, and do the same thing. Let's say that you don't have chamomile and you don't have lavender. You could get a cotton ball and you have lavender oil. Put 1 or 2 drops in it, because I don't know how strong your lavender oil is. But start with 1 or 2 drops in a cotton ball. Put it in the satchel or somewhere, and then put it in your pillow. And that itself, if it's too strong, then go down to 1. Or if it's not strong enough, then go up in drops. But always start with the smallest amount to make sure that it's not overpowering and end up giving you a headache instead of helping you. So these dry herbs in a small cloth pouch will help you relax. So we talked about a foot rub, especially if you have a foot rub, and then you have this. Let's say you don't like teas. You don't want to have tea. So this is another option that you have to make it. Please note that we will do more remedy for the nervous system in our school community, and for the the nervous. Oh, you could also put in one of these. And the school community for the nervous system starts in May. So it's going to be 4 sessions where we do 12 more recipes to help you out. But meanwhile, that is a paid subscription or a purchase course. So you can decide if you want to do that, if you want more remedies for the nervous system. Do you have to go there? No. I'm trying to get you balanced enough so you could have teas and I don't know if we're going to be doing tinctures, but you have teas, you have now your aromatics, you have your foot rub, soak that you can use to relax. Also, you can infuse some. I would do like jojoba oil or almond oil and soak some lavender. Let it soak or double boil it, and then you could make you not essential lavender oil or not your essential chamomile oil, but at least a scented infused oil. This infused oil is not the same thing as an essential oil. It goes to different process. So aromatics herbs can support the nervous system continuously throughout the night, helping the body remain in a more relaxed state. This will really really help. um, there's some spray nowadays that you can purchase, and you could spray your pillow and you have this scent throughout the night. So it has a lot of extra chemicals, so you may want to see what it is that is in there and try to make your own. Play around with it. It's all about what works for you and what you can do at home to help you out. Back in the days, nobody was going to HEB or Walmart to go get some spray for their pillow. People were making their things at home. So you can start playing around with it and see what helps you. So today we learned that sleep is very essential. It is the key for restoration. It is key to stabilizing your mood, for the body to repair itself. It is key. It is key. If you think food is all you need and a little bit of sleep, you need more sleep than you actually need food. Okay? So people have different challenges when it comes to sleep, but it is important that you transition into a deep sleep for your body to do what it needs to do. So you could be less grouchy in the morning, so you could be more relaxed, so you could be more focused, so your stomach will feel better, so you are not so nervous, so you are not in this fight or flight state. Um, and these herbs are not the only one. There's many 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 herbs. I use ashwagandha for my nervous system. So there's many 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 herbs. I'm just going right now, I just share with you 8 that you can use, but there are many many more. So it is important to know what relaxing and sedative nervines will help your body transition into restful sleep and keep you in a restful sleep. So it is not good just to go to sleep and then you can't stay asleep. You need to find what helps you stay asleep. And a prescription is not always a good thing, because you can get addicted to the prescription and then um, you can go to sleep without it. So see what it is that will help you, and make sure that you include some oat straw and some tulsi, so your body could start learning how to adapt in the nervous system to the stress level. And when it says adapt, it's just that the stress won't feel so intensified. And then also overall, for a prolonged period of time, can help your nervous system, you know, restore itself. So I hope that this was beneficial. I hope that you are able to do your foot soak and your aromatic for your pillow. I really like how this smells. Okay. And then next week, we're going to talk about tension, headaches, and overstimulation, and how these herbs, I don't know if I'm going to add any more, but at least how these herbs will help your nervous system, help your body physically to chill. to relax, to reduce that stress, instead of popping what I used to pop consistently, some busy powder. It's a lot of caffeine. So we'll continue making remedies for you, apothecary, for the nervous system. Remember, in May, in the school community. So if you plan to follow along, don't forget to order your herbs. Um, I actually I did them. Just, oh, here they are. If you order your herbs for the school community courses, you'll get lemon balm, skull cap, feverfew. Feverfew is also good for your nervous. Peppermint, tulsi, of course, which is holy basil, lavender, passionflower, chamomile, and oat straw. So if you want this, so we could do, this is all you need to do all the remedies and tinctures that we are going to do for the nervous system. So I already shipped some out. Everybody that ordered, your orders are out. And then I have a couple of more readily available if you are interested in purchasing those. Usually within my surrounding area of Baytown, it takes a day or two for you to receive it. And remember, it's for me. So subscribe, turn notifications, share our Medicinal Monday, especially if you think it has been beneficial to you or it could be beneficial to somebody else. And remember, let your kitchen become your apothecary, one remedy at a time. Have a blessed day. See you next week.